everyone, how you doing? Craig with LazerModels. We're going to go ahead and build the stagecoach today. I've already gone ahead and separated all the pieces. I made them like styles. You know, you can look at the directions and kind of get an idea of what kind of goes with what. There are two sets of things I want to point out. There are 8 pieces that have marks on them. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 that go this way. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 that go this way. Okay, so those you'll need in those groups later, but I just wanted to point out to go ahead and get those separated at this point. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to build the wheels. Each wheel's got 3 pieces to it: a center piece, an outer ring, and an inner ring. So it's going to go like this. These are not the exact size. The outer ring and inner ring is just a tad smaller, just to give it a little bit of an effect. So what we're going to do is, you can also look at the wood and find out which one looks the most rustic and stuff, and make that the side that faces out. So first thing we're going to do is put a little bit of glue on here. Now I just put it on there and then just twist it a little bit. I'll let that one dry. We'll do the next one. We'll just keep going one at a time, and then we'll come back and do the other side. By putting the piece on and turning it like this, what it does is it helps spread the glue out, but at the same time it also will make the part dry faster because it spreads the glue out. Alright, so there's that. And we can go ahead and flip these over. And we'll start to glue the next piece onto those. You know, use a little more, be a little more careful on this side so you don't untwist the side you already glued on. Now, part of the time of building this, the roughly 3 hours we tell you, 2 to 3 hours, is going to be, you're going to want to let stuff dry. Like, once these are put together, a lot of people let them dry. I've been doing it long enough where 99% of the time I can keep working and not pop a piece apart. But we've got this piece here, this piece here, this piece, this piece, this piece, that piece. So what's going to happen is we're going to take this and stick that piece through, the little circle on there, this piece, and then we're going to glue this piece in. And if the glue gets onto this piece here, it doesn't matter. What does matter though is this has a little stamping on it, so you want to put that down. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put glue right there. Slide that piece in, just like that. No, that's wrong. Hang on, guys. Hang on. The assembly's not wrong, so don't worry about that. this piece is up on the top. So I want the stamp. I had it right. Sorry about that. It was right the first time, because these pieces will be facing up. Let that dry for a second. We're going to go ahead and work with this piece. This piece takes the larger wheels, so they'll go on like this. But first off, you're going to want to go ahead and glue these two little pieces in. These help the wheel stay flat. You got to set over here too, so flip this over. No, other side. Okay, so those pieces there. So now this one will go here, and then the large C-clamps are for here. Now the last thing you want to do is get glue onto the wheels so they get stuck. So you want to put glue just on the top right there. Okay, and then do the same thing on this side. Again, just on the top. So there's that one. Those two small ones there. Again, just on the top. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and let this dry for about 5 minutes. And then go ahead and start on the next step. So I'll see you guys in about 5 minutes, and we'll continue. I won't be doing anything in the meantime. We're just going to let it dry. So I'll see you in about 5. All right, we're all back. We've let this dry for a little while. Let's make sure the wheels are turning. So everything turns really good. This piece here turns. So that's all the important stuff right now. So we're going to go to the next step. The next step can get a little confusing. There's one important thing on this next step. There's two of this piece. One end is angled inward, one end is straight up and down. So first off, you want to make sure you keep the angles to one side straight up and down to the other. And the reason for that is this goes towards these wheels, this will go towards this. It's critical. If you don't do it this way, you can't get the buggy in, because the body of the buggy has got angles and straight. So it's all designed specifically to be done certain ways. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take these. These go ahead and they sit like this. They do not sit like this. Okay? So I'm going to sit like that. So a little bit of glue here. A little bit of glue here. On the front, it's going to be the same thing. Turn this inward, so it's like that. And a little bit of glue here and here. So now what we're going to do is we have our writing towards the outside. Now see how this falls down? If you take a stack of pieces like that, everything will stay level. Let's get a couple more pieces in there. There we go. So that's everything so far. Now this will turn. Perfect. It rolls. So the next step is going to be these little pieces here. Now they're only going to go on one way. You've got wider stance, narrow stance. The narrow is not going to work, so it's the wider stance. So a little bit of glue in each notch. And then in place. Again, the wider stance, so the wide openings, a little bit of glue. And let it stand. Now, we go ahead and we put these on. Now remember, we talked about the angle and the straight. The angled piece is going to go towards the back. Alright? So again, let's go ahead, put a little bit of glue in here. Angle towards the back. And again, angle towards the back. So the angles go towards the back. Now these two pieces go on. This will go at an angle. This goes in straight up and down. Doesn't matter which one goes where. They're identical. Alright, so that's how it's going to look right now, and it rolls nice, turns, so we're just going to go ahead and park it right over here. Okay, the next step we're going to do is we're going to start building the coach itself. We're going to need the two sides. We're going to need the two seats. All that stuff can go over there. We need the bottom piece. And then, remember the lines? Okay. You've got three different sets. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, remember, I'm going to work on this side. Remember how we talked about these being angled? So that's not correct. It's going to go this way. So it's going to set in there and come forward. Alright? So that goes that way. This one then comes this way. This has little running boards. It's going to go into here. Okay, so we're going to leave it just like this. These seats will go into here. Now, the back is over here. The back are the pieces that are lined and have this one slot. So those will go over here. These will come over here. So you're going to take this one with the slots and this one with the 4 lines. I'm sorry, not slots, but 4 lines and 4 lines. It's going to go just like this. This one's going to go in here. Okay. Here's where the difficult part comes in. Is when you stand it up and you're working on it, it's going to lean over. It's kind of rough at times. So what you can do is, because we're not using these right now, remember? So you take those, move this out of the way, and you raise it up like that. That's going to help go ahead and allow this piece to go in and stick out on the bottom so you're able to work with it. Alright, so let's take these all out and start putting glue on them. Now, I'm going to glue both sides because the next step we're doing is going to be putting on this other side. So it's not like we don't have to glue them. Plus, it's easier to glue both sides while you hold it. Now this is the line, so put the lines facing inside the cab. You don't want them facing out. It'll look bad. Now, the glue does not go onto this lip, it goes back here. That little notch is the thickness of the wood and holds the carriage apart. Alright, now this goes on. So the easiest thing to do is start here and work one side at a time. Okay, that's finished. So slide all of that forward, let it set. Now we're going to go work on the top, and we're going to glue the 4 little ladders in, or 3 little ladders in, or rails. You have a little hole and a larger hole. You have a curve, you have a flat edge. The curve goes in the little hole because this is going to go here, and these are going to glue together. Okay? So, put glue on the bottom, and glue on the side, and just put that in place. This one's going to go here, so glue on the bottom, just like that. This one's going to go right there. Glue on the bottom. And there, just line these edges up and you're fine with that. Now that can set to the side and dry. So we're going to glue these in 2 small pieces. And then there's a large seat, which will be this piece. So that piece will go there. These will go here. Okay? Text faces down, faces up. So let me get glue on here. And again, I'm gluing both sides because we're going to end up putting 2 sides together. Now, if you can hold it together and do it this way, it's really easy. If you can't, then just go ahead and balance it against the table and set them in. Now that that's done, we let that dry. Now we're going to go ahead, this is dried. We have the angle here, the straight here, so this is now the front. Now remember, we just turned everything. So, these are the front pieces, these are the back pieces. If you're not sure which, look down below. That'll show you. That's number 4. Number 3 goes in next. Number 2, number 1. Now, if you look at these, on the back side, this piece here, the notch goes down. Then this goes in. This has the 2 notches, they go up. So let's do that first. So we just set it like this. Okay. First one, notch goes down. Second one, doesn't matter. Just make sure the numbers are on the inside. Third one, notches go up. Okay, so we set that down. Now, we have 3 that go in here. We put the top one in. Because one of these doesn't go in right now. And I'm going to show you why. So there's the top one. So, both of these notches end up facing down. So this is number 2. Number 3. This ends up going in here, and then that's got to hold it. So that's why we don't install this one. Because those go in here and then to there. So let's get this glued in. Notch goes down. Put a little bit of glue right there. Let's grab the other one of these. Kind of stepped ahead here real quick, but that's okay. There. And then a little bit of glue here. Here, the back side here and here. Now if we turn this down, we hold that in, tap those down a little bit. That's going to hold on the inside against the piece and hold it in place like that. Like I said, we stepped ahead on that one. That's really done in the next step after we build some other pieces. But this can set over here and just start drying, and that's fine. It doesn't affect the model at all. So the next thing we want to do is build the back, which are going to be all these pieces. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This piece here has an even edge and an uneven edge. What we're building is the piece with the canopy, the canvas per se, that's curved. This is the seating area, so this is the back. The reason these are shorter is they're going to go in there and that's going to hold it like that. So it's just purely part of the design to hold it in place. These go in like this. So you've got the large notch here, kind of slide it in and drop it down. Okay? So, in the meantime, glue here. Slide it in, drop it down. Same thing here. Put glue here. Yep. Slide it in, drop it down. Now, go ahead and put glue in all 8 slots, 4 per side. Now, you got belts that go around here. So there's no belt in the bottom, so any of the bottom ones work fine. So we'll put that one there. Doesn't change anything. Now this one, the belt's kind of towards the bottom or the middle, so it's the middle. So the belt comes around and wraps. The next one's towards the top, so flip that over and towards the top, and then this one just goes in at the very top. So that's the next piece. What we're doing is we're just making a lot of little sub-assemblies right now. So the next thing we're going to work on is going to be the luggage. So we need 5 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 with the holes. Glue those 5 together. And 1 solid piece. That's the bottom. Okay? So what I do is no glue on the top one. And you just don't, like this. Put this one here on top. Lay it sideways, push it down, push it together. And there you go. 1 square part of a trunk. Now there's going to be 13 top pieces. These little things that everybody thinks is trash, pull them back out of the trash bag. They're the little curved pieces for the top. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We'll set those to the side. Now, we're doing 2 trunks. There we go. So again, let's take these pieces, lay them out, glue across one side, come back, glue across the other. Remember, nothing in the top one, which I did, so I'm going to flip that over face down. And this one happened to have one of those stamps on it that we've talked about in other videos and stuff. And this one. So the good news is we don't care, because this gets covered. Now if it was on the bottom, it goes down, don't really care. But you don't want it on one of the suitcases. So anyway, there's our 13 for there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 for there. We do have extras because of the variety of the thickness of wood, or the fact that some of them can get lost. We go ahead and leave everything in here. Now the easiest thing to do is if you just put a bead of glue right there and right there. These sit on there with the curved part facing up. So there is no, wow, this is the great way of doing it. So by putting the little dots of glue, well, the little rows of glue, you just start setting them on there. You can do 1 at a time, you can do 2 at a time. You can beg someone else to do it for you. Okay, Now push them together this way, kind of straighten them out, push them down. There's your trunk. I'll set that over there. Okay, we got another one to do. So again, a little row of glue, another little row of glue, and we start at the edge. And I just dip my finger in the glue. This is when having little skinny fingers comes in handy. Alright, push them together, push them down, line them up the best you can. Next trunk. We have 3 suitcases. 1, 2, 3. Front and the back, front and the back, front and the back. Extra. So, what we can do is glue on the side, glue on the side, glue on the side, glue on the side, glue on the sides. You notice I didn't put any glue on the top piece? Push them together, line them up. Little suitcases. Glued myself. Alright, 2 trunks, 3 little suitcases. Extra pieces, now trash. Alright. That's the first sheet of instructions finished. Alright, we've already done this next step. That was putting this in place. So let's go ahead and hang this now back here. So it's going to hang in there, and then we're going to work it into this slot down here. So it goes down and then into that slot. Just like that. So we're able to put glue in the slot. A little bit of glue down the sides. This pretty much will rest against the carriage. If it doesn't, it's not critical. It is a little snug, and that's the way it's made to be. Remember, everything's laser cut, so everything can be tight. Now we've got this done. We've got this piece and this piece. This will go here. There's only one way it will go. It will not go that direction. So, glue here. And then a little bit of glue here, and then we're going to let this dry for about 5 minutes. So set that there. I'll put a lid on the glue. Alright, I'm going to let it set for about 5 minutes. I'm not going to do anything else. As you see, we don't have a lot left. So I will be back in about 5 minutes. Alright, we've gone ahead and let this dry for about 5 minutes, and we're ready to move on. So we finished this side of the page. Now we're going to be putting everything together. So here comes the fun part. We can go ahead and put this on right now, or do some simple stuff. One, we're going to glue this in place. Okay, so that's the first thing we're going to do. I don't need that. Now make sure you put the rail towards the back because this is the front. So you want the front open. Now, before I put this onto there, I'm going to flip it sideways. I'm going to wipe off this little bit of glue. See if there's any on the other side. Okay. There's these little curtains. You got two large ones. Two large ones go for the doors. So those will go up here. And the two small ones go here. Yep. There you go. This way. So, it's easier to put these on now than later. Now the only one that's critical is the door. If you line these up with the top edges here, you'll be okay. So they go like that. Okay. We're going to go ahead and set some luggage over here. That way we don't move those as we glue these on. And when you push down on these, you want to make sure you hold here or it doesn't flip over. Remember, this just balancing on here. Alright, there's those in place. Take the luggage, put it over there. Let's turn this around so it's facing forward. Now, this will go onto here. So, these are made to cover those up. So if you just put them on, you can put it on covering those up. They just barely cover them up. I just knocked both of those. So they just barely cover those up. Alright, here's where the rubber meets the road to find out if you did this all right. Angled, straight up and down. Angled, straight up and down. Back, front. This is going to go in like this and drop down. So we're going to slide it in, into here, and then we're going to drop it down into there. Alright, so let's get glue into here, and glue into there. Now this does sometimes require a little bit of a struggle, but that's alright. Okay, the back is in. Wow, look at that. Drops right down in place. Perfect. So there you go. Now the doors. You have a door for that side, a door for this side. Okay. First thing we're going to do is You're going to go, why do I have possibly 5 of these? We cut an extra one for 2 reasons. One, if you know, that way if one gets lost and when you open it, whatever, you've got an extra. But mainly because when we cut these things, this is a little detail part that sometimes just doesn't get cut out right. So instead of having to go cut another one and stuff, we put 5 into the thing. Every so often we'll have a model that's got extra pieces, and it's purely because of that reason. So a little bit of glue on each side and a little dab down there. I'm going to do this to both sides right now. This piece goes in, and you want to kind of just center it. That's the bottom hinge. So do the same thing with this one. A little bit of glue on each side. A little bit down there. And put it in place. Alright. Now, this is going to go in that like this. This is sitting in the wall. So it'll sit like that. And then they turn. Well, the problem is getting this one and that one in at the same time. So what we do is we put that other one on. Let me get the correct door for this side. So this is this door. So this one's going to set right here, and we're going to turn it sideways. We're going to put this on, and then we're just going to slide it into place. Okay? So again, we're going to set that onto the top pin. We're going to turn it not this way, but sideways. Door facing that way. Put the bottom pin in, slide this over, and then right like that. Alright? So let's get glue this time. And what we're going to do is we're just going to be putting glue on the inside and the outside sides of the tab, both sides. Hold it like this, put the bottom in, push that in, and then close the door. Okay? Now, one thing you can do, which I've had some people do, is because the doors swing in, they take a piece like this, and they glue it right down inside. So you just put a little dab of glue down at the very bottom, like that. And just set it for the little corner sits there, and it just stops it from sliding in. So let's find another one of those. There's plenty of these little square pieces. So again, just very little glue just on the bottom. And then right there. And just push it in. Okay, so now we're going to do this one again. Turn it out. This goes in. And then right to there. So a little bit of glue on both sides on the inside of the tab. Tabs facing out. Put the door in place. Just like that. And your luggage. So you don't need to glue the luggage. We glue the luggage in at the shows just for people don't steal it, or the fact that every time I go to a show I got to put luggage back up on it. So anyways, hey guys, it's been a pleasure. We'll continue to make new models, make new models and new videos, and hopefully you guys will enjoy them. If you have any input or anything, you can always call us on our phone number. You can check up on us at Facebook. You can also go to our website, to our contact page at LazerModels.com. Thank you much.